3 words changed everything for the Memphis priests. Not prayers, not rituals, not years of study. 3 words that Thoth carved into stone when PTAH first breathed reality into existence. Today, you're going to learn those words and why they work when everything else fails. Let me tell you about Sarah, marketing executive, divorced mother of 2, drowning in debt. She found a papyrus fragment in her grandfather's estate, 3 words in hieroglyphs. She had them translated. Within 6 months, her life had completely transformed. New job, financial freedom, a relationship that actually worked. The translator warned her to keep it secret. He'd seen what happened to others who misused it. The 3 words are simple: heart conceives, tongue commands, hands manifest. But here's what the scholars miss. This isn't philosophy, it's engineering. PTAH didn't create the universe through divine magic. He followed a precise sequence that anyone can replicate. Your heart isn't your emotions. In Egyptian understanding, the heart is your consciousness operating at its highest frequency. When your heart conceives, you're not wishing or hoping. You're establishing a resonance with the quantum field itself. Scientists call it the observer effect. The Egyptians called it the heart of PTAH. Watch how this works in real time. Right now, let your heart conceive of perfect health flowing through your body. Not as a future possibility, but as a present reality you're tuning into. Feel that shift? That's your consciousness synchronizing with the frequency of health that already exists in the quantum field. Your tongue commands because sound is creative force. Every word you speak sends vibrations into the fabric of reality, but most people use their tongue to describe what they see rather than command what they want. Thoth understood that language shapes reality, not the other way around. When you speak from the heart's conception, your words become creative decrees. Here's the key. Speak as if you're reporting facts from the future. Not I will be healthy, but I am vibrantly healthy. Not I want abundance, but abundance flows through me now. Your subconscious mind and the universe both respond to present tense certainty, not future tense hoping. Your hands manifest because consciousness requires physical expression to complete the creative circuit. Thought without action is incomplete creation. The ancient priests knew that every shift in consciousness must be anchored by corresponding action in the physical world. This is where most people fail. They conceive with their heart, command with their tongue, then sit back waiting for miracles. Your hands must move, make the call, send the email, take the step. The universe responds to demonstrated faith, not passive belief. Sarah's transformation started the moment she stopped thinking about change and started commanding it. Heart conception of financial freedom. Tongue commanding abundance. Hands taking action by updating her resume. Networking, investing in herself. The PTAH Code worked because she worked it completely. But there's danger in this knowledge. The priests who misused it created chaos in their lives and the lives of others. Power without wisdom destroys. That's why Thoth added the safeguard principle. Only command what serves the highest good of all involved. When you conceive with your heart, ask, does this elevate everyone affected? When you command with your tongue, ensure your words harm none. When you manifest with your hands, act with integrity. The universe has its own intelligence. Try to manipulate it for purely selfish gain, and it will respond accordingly. The PTAH Code works because it aligns you with how reality actually functions. Consciousness shapes experience. Words carry creative power. Action completes the manifestation process. You're not forcing anything. You're simply operating according to the fundamental laws that govern existence. Think of a time when everything flowed perfectly in your life. A moment when the right opportunity appeared at exactly the right time. You weren't struggling or forcing. You were aligned. That alignment is what the PTAH Code creates intentionally and consistently. The Memphis priests practiced this daily. morning conception of the day they intended to create, spoken commands that set their reality in motion, physical actions that demonstrated their commitment to their vision. By evening, they lived in a world they had consciously crafted. You can do this with anything: relationships, health, career, finances, creative projects. The process never changes. Heart conceives the reality. Tongue commands it into being. Hands take the actions that manifest it physically. But here's what makes the PTAH Code different from every other manifestation technique you've tried. Most methods ask you to believe first, then act. The PTAH Code reverses this. It asks you to act as if you already believe, and belief follows naturally. This is why it worked for the Memphis priests when other approaches failed. Consider the neurological reality of what happens when you apply this code. When your heart conceives a new reality, you're literally rewiring neural pathways. When your tongue commands with certainty, you're programming your reticular activating system to notice opportunities that support your vision. When your hands take aligned action, you're creating momentum that builds on itself. The ancient Egyptians understood what modern science confirms. The brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experience and actual experience. When you conceive with the clarity and certainty that the priests cultivated, your nervous system begins operating as if your desired reality is already true. This shifts your behavior, your energy, your entire presence in ways that attract corresponding circumstances. But here's the secret that separates the PTAH Code from simple positive thinking. The priests didn't just imagine good things happening, they conceived with mathematical precision. They spoke with the authority of natural law. They acted with the consistency of sunrise. This wasn't wishful thinking. This was conscious engineering of reality itself. Sarah discovered something else in her grandfather's papers, a warning written in his own hand. This code amplifies whatever you truly are. If you are fundamentally generous, it will multiply your ability to create abundance for yourself and others. If you are fundamentally selfish, it will magnify your self-destruction. The universe is not neutral. It is responsive to the quality of consciousness behind the creation. Start small. Choose one area where you want change. Spend 5 minutes in heart conception, feeling the reality you want as already present. Speak one clear command about this reality in present tense. Take one physical action today that aligns with this new reality. Watch what happens. The universe doesn't respond to your problems, your fears, or your limitations. It responds to your creative commands backed by aligned action. This is how PTAH created existence itself. This is how you create the life you actually want. The Memphis priests knew something we forgot. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are at the mercy of your conscious creative power. The PTAH Code isn't theory, it's practice. 3 words that rebuild reality from the inside out. Heart conceives, tongue commands, hands manifest. Everything else is just commentary. Everything else is just delay. The power is already yours. The question is whether you'll use it. Sarah's grandfather left her more than a papyrus fragment. He left her the key to conscious creation itself. Thoth recorded it. PTAH demonstrated it. Now you have it. What you do next determines the reality you live tomorrow.